Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Am I the A-hole? This one's from user went to Zurich. Am I the a-hole for going to Switzerland without telling my girlfriend? I, 25, have a girlfriend, 23. She most of the time refuses to leave me alone and will not give me time to myself. Whenever I come from work, she'll always sit with me till dinner and won't let me play video games or watch TV in peace. She would insist on coming when I meet my friends. I've requested her many times to give me some private time. So one day I told her I was going for a business trip to Paris. We live in Nice. Actually, me and my friends had planned to go to Zurich and hang out at the house of a friend who lived there. I told my girlfriend to go to her parents' house, which was nearby, till I came back. We reached Zurich and enjoyed the first 3 days of our trip till she found out that I was in Zurich through a friend who accidentally posted it on Instagram and forgot to hide it from her. Now she is mad at me, and when I returned she made me sleep on the sofa and refuses to speak to me. Am I the a-hole? The judgment is, you're the a-hole. Now let's take a look at the top comments. Late to Reddit 19 says, you're the a-hole. You lied to her, so she has the right to be upset. If she is as annoying as you claim, break up with her. I personally could not date a needy, codependent person either. Honeyblue13 says, you are the a-hole. If you can't stand her, then don't be with her. Lying is not an effective adult way of handling this situation. You are too old for this. OP responds, I don't have any problem with her other than this. Final Commission 4160 says, Info, why are you with someone that you are apparently incompatible with? OP responds, I do love her and have no problem with her other than this. Yep, OP, you are the a-hole. It's just one question. Did you purposefully lie to your girlfriend to spend time alone with your friends? If the answer is yes, then yeah, you are the a-hole. You just don't lie to your partner. If you're asking her for space and she's not giving it to you, you've got two choices. You tell her, okay, then we need to break up because this is not working for me. Or two, you tell her that she's just smothering you and that you need some time for yourself. If she still isn't listening, then maybe the Hail Mary would be to go to couples counseling. But that's up to you and if you really want to make this relationship work. If not, then you can just both go your own way. Anyways, let's move on with the update to see what ended up happening. I don't know if some of you had seen my previous post, but I wanted to get this off my chest. I told her that I was an immature ass and apologized to her. We attended a few sessions of therapy and it has been working. If not fully, our relationship has improved. She has been giving the space I wanted, and I also tried making it out to her by taking her out to places she loves going to, following health protocol. Overall, it has been a great improvement in our relationship, and I'd like to thank you guys for giving me some great advice. I'm still attending therapy along with her and been trying to be a better person to her. I've also promised to take her to Zurich for a holiday once the health crisis ends. Well, OP, good for you. You fixed your relationship, you apologized, she accepted your apology, and you guys are working together to improve your whole relationship. That's great news. Now, all there's left to say is, keep going and all the best. Take care, OP. As for the rest of us, well, there is still some time left on the video, so let's go ahead and squeeze in another post. This one's from user All Them Boats. Would I be the a-hole for contacting my mom's neurologist behind her back about my concerns for her? Here's some info that I figure will be asked about before I get into things. I am listed as someone who can access her medical records in accordance with HIPAA. My dad and her neurologist know each other professionally. It's a tight-knit community here, but again, there has never been an issue where they talk about our care without our consent. Now on to the issue. My mom, 59, has multiple sclerosis and depression. She is closely seen by a neurologist for her MS, but doesn't see anyone for her depression other than her personal care physician refilling her meds and asking the basic personal care physician mental health questions. Lately, past year or so, my mom has been having a lot more trouble doing complex tasks and handling sudden changes or sudden semi-chaotic situations. Her moods also seem to change very quickly. She will go from extremely irritable and stressed 1 minute to happy-go-lucky and head in the clouds 5 minutes later. She is becoming slightly more forgetful, but not with anything crucial, just forgetting to wipe down a counter or push in a chair here and there. I have no idea if these issues are MS related, stress related, or depression related, but they are bad enough to worry both me and my dad. We have tried gently and sternly telling her that we are worried about her, and she brushes us off every time, saying she's just having a bad day. This weekend tipped things for me. I was at work while she and my dad went out to run errands. My dad went to get the car warmed up, and before heading outside gave her specific instructions on how to set the alarm so the dog wouldn't trigger it. Set it to stay, not away. My mom repeated the instructions and then did it wrong, causing the alarm to go off and my dog to panic. She then suddenly didn't know the code to disarm the alarm and was screaming at my dad for not controlling the dog and blamed him for the alarm going off since she did exactly what he said. She didn't. Later that day, when I came home, she yelled at me for my dog setting the alarm off. Mid-sentence, her face relaxed and she suddenly was calm and wanted to know about my day. It was uncanny and scary. My dad later pulled me aside to explain what happened, as I wrote above. I told my dad that I think she needs further assessment, and he agrees, but thinks it would be inappropriate for him to contact her neurologist since they know each other professionally. He said I am more than welcome to do so. But I'm torn. People are worried about her, but she is adamant she doesn't need further evaluation. Would I be the a-hole if I contacted her neurologist without her knowledge or consent to explain my concerns to him? The judgment is not the a-hole. Now let's take a look at the top comments. Renard says, not the a-hole. You need to keep track of every incident and reach out to the doctor as soon as possible. Your mom might get upset, but your soul will be at peace knowing you said something. OP responds, thanks. I'm gonna buy a cheap journal today to start writing them down. I'm just torn between wanting to force her to get help and wanting her to be independent as long as possible, since we all know her MS will take that from her someday. Lady K-Dub says, not the a-hole. Family and friends closest to the patient are the best suited to contact any doctor because you are able to see any deterioration firsthand. Being on the HIPAA forms or having consent from the patient is not needed because the doctor only needs to listen to your observations and concerns. Since you are on the forms, it makes it even easier because now the doctor can talk about next steps. Fredaline45 says, not the a-hole. My mom is around the same age as yours and has had MS for 30 years, well before I was born. She started getting lesions on her frontal lobe about 4 years ago and her reactions were all over the place. Brain damage presents in so many ways, including impulsiveness and mood swings. She is probably not aware of her own behavior, or at least be unaware of how out of the ordinary it is. Her neurologist shouldn't give you her medical information without your mom's release, but you can inform them of what's going on. MS patients usually MRIs every 1 or 2 years as checkups or as needed. The neurologist may want to get one ordered if they become aware of erratic behavior. OP responds, she got an MRI 2 months ago that showed no new lesions or growth of current lesions. Hers are in the optic nerve and spinal cord. But I guess it could be that a new one started since. OP, I don't think you would be the a-hole if you did this. You're just worried about your mom and you've got definite proof that something out of the ordinary is going on. She is acting differently than she usually is, and that raised a few flags for you. So of course you're concerned. I don't think you'd be the a-hole if you did it, but I am definitely not sure if your mom would see it that way. Anyways, if your dad gave the go-ahead, I think you should do it. But of course, that's just what I would do. Now let's go take a look at the update to see what OP ended up doing. I began a log of the worrisome instances and talked to my dad more about the situation. We both felt we owed her the respect of telling her I would be letting her neurologist know what was going on. My dad approached the subject after dinner one night and my mom actually took it very well. She agreed that she needed to see someone about what was going on, but she was just scared to admit that things were getting worse. I totally understand her fear, and I am glad she finally let us in and opened up about it. She's going to make an appointment with her neurologist on a day that I'm off work so I can go with her and let him know what was happening. She also agreed to start looking for a therapist or psychiatrist to help her deal with her depression and finding health coping mechanisms for her stress. The conversation also turned to how she's noticing that she isn't as capable at multitasking at work, and she's terrified. She loves her job and has been with her company over 20 years through multiple buyouts. Once she sees her neurologist and gets into therapy, she's going to figure out what additional accommodations would help her be able to succeed best at work. The stress of work, or the thought of not being able to work, was really getting to her, and being able to finally tell us her fears and anxieties while we expressed ours brought us all closer. Well, OP, it turned out even better than expected. You didn't have to go behind her back to her neurologist. I think it was great that you were upfront with her about what you wanted to do and the journal you kept, and that she needed help. And the best part is that she was open to it, which is fantastic because, from my understanding, usually patients with these kinds of problems do not concede that they have problems. But your mom was aware of it, and that is a great step. So all the best to you guys, and hopefully you can give your mom the help that she needs. And that's it for this video. I truly hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you feel like chatting with others from this community, you can always join my Discord server and check out my subreddit. I'll leave links in the description. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.